properly, I think is the right thing to do. And that was something that I decided in the end, thinking about it this week. And I think he was quite happy with that in the end.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, folks, fire away, please.
Hi, Stuart. All right, it's Paul here. Many congratulations on your season with Leeds. I noticed this week it's 10 years since you made your debut for Northern Ireland. I think it was the 27th of May. I just want to know the optimism that is maybe in the camp now moving forward as a senior player, and how pleased you've maybe been over the last couple of days just seeing the young players come through.
Yeah, look, I think I touched on it earlier that we've felt obviously in recent performances where we've not got anything, and the performances have been there, and we feel like we're just need to get that first win to sort of give us more confidence. Obviously we've a lot of young players now coming through, and seeing them over the last couple of days has been brilliant. We've seen their enthusiasm in training, they want to be here. It's great, and going forward, I think the future's bright, and obviously it's important that the senior lads, welcome young lads in the squad and continue to try and help them, and they push us as well. They want to be involved, they want to be playing, and so it's important for us that we make them feel as welcome as possible. And hopefully going forward, we start to get results. We've come here, we haven't come here just to make up numbers or to come on a summer tour. We've come here to win 2 games, and we must get back to winning games, of course. And there's no easy games in international football, and so it's important that we prepare right, which we have done. Training's been good. As the manager mentioned, boys are all coming in at different stages of their seasons. Some of them haven't played in a few weeks, and I've just obviously finished on Sunday, so we're all at different stages. But from training this week, everybody looks to be on it, and we're looking forward to Sunday.
You're obviously good friends with Davo. What sort of captain do you believe you are? Do you have you taken things from Davo and the skippers that you've played with down the years?
Yeah, well, I think Davo's stands alone when it comes to something like that. The career he has had, but of course there's stuff you can learn off him. I've been captain here before, and I've been captain, in a leadership group at Leeds as well. So I think for me, there's different sides to the captain's role, and for me, it's about trying to lead by example on the pitch. And this season, I think I've maybe played to a high enough standard, and I want to bring that into this camp and help the younger players and be somebody who they can look up to. But for me, a captain comes under a lot of different things, but personally, it's first and foremost, you've got to produce on the pitch, and that's what I'll be looking to do.
Thank you, Stuart. Thank you.
Good call.
Ian, how are you? You keeping all right?
Stephen, you okay?
Yeah, man. You all right? Keeping well?
Still good.
Good.
Is your volume up, Stephen? Sorry. Please.
I might have to shout. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, Ian, is the plan to play all of the lads that have made the trip?
No, not necessarily. No. I said to them in the first meeting that we'll have a look at how the games pan out. We may have got 1 or 2 of the young lads here, and they might not be ready for it. But and it's very much about bringing them into the group and letting them have a look at what's it all about with the senior players, and just that exposure for them to prepare for a game, I think is a great education for them. But I'm not ruling out them getting game time, but I've not said that I've got any stipulations on players that are going to play. It's not going to be 2 totally different teams.
And are you using this trip basically as a precursor and to help you ahead of the next qualifiers? I.e., will you be using different formations in the 2 matches?
Yeah, quite possibly. It's something we've spoken about as a group. There's an understanding of how we play, 2 or 3 different formations. Whether you're chasing a game, you might be trying to hold on to a result, but the fundamentals are all staying the same. We want to be positive with the way we play. We want to be proactive going forward. We want to be, up and at them, if you like, in a lot of the games that we go and play. Certain games and style dictate that you're not going to have the ball for long periods at times. So you've got to have a knowledge of how to deal with that. But we want to improve all facets of the game, and that's what we've tried to work on in training, and certainly give us pointers for going and winning games, starting with the Malta game. But yeah, I think these two games are important for September's group of World Cup qualifiers.
Stuart, how you keeping? You all right?
Good, thanks, Stephen. You?
Not bad, mate, not bad. I wanted to ask you, when you came in as a young player, I'm guessing that some of the senior professionals would have given you advice. Could you tell us about what they said? And also, have you said anything to the likes of young Conor Bradley or Sam McClelland on this trip? And you said about you hope to look up to you. Obviously, they are going to look up to you because of the person that you are and the player that you are. So do you tell them anything, give them wee bits of advice that they could take into their career going forward?
Sort of caught the gist of that. You broke up a bit. Yeah, of course. Look, everybody's been in a position before where they've been new or they've been a young kid and they've come into a squad, and you can be shy and it can be hard certainly coming in. And I think back to whenever I was coming through and first come into the squad, you had the senior players, Davo, Big Garth, McCauley, Bronte, Hughesy, Josh even at that time as well, and them players really help you settle in. But this is an easy group to come into. It's a good environment, and so for the young kids coming in, they'll enjoy it. And hopefully they can look up till. I hope that me and the senior lads do set a good example. And I haven't really given them any advice. I see them in training and they've just trained like they've been here for a couple of years. You know what I mean? So, going forward, certainly, if I would like to think that if they ever needed to ask the question or anything, that I'd be there for them. Of course, if they needed advice, and I think it works both ways as well, because as a senior player, you can still learn off a young kid. It's not all one way, and they're here because they deserve to be here. They're not here to make up numbers, and it'll be a great experience for them as well.
And just one last one, Stuart. Where do you see Northern Ireland right now, and what hopes have we for a qualification for the World Cup, would you say?
I think I've already touched on it. Obviously results haven't gone our way in recent games. Performances, okay, we're not getting results, but performances, we feel as a group of players that we're very, very close to getting results again. We feel like we're knocking on the door, and it's important that we continue to believe in what we're trying to do here. Going forward, as a manager touched on, we're maybe playing a different formation, but we're able to adapt as well. And it's important that we keep believing in what we're doing, and look, results will come. I have no doubt in my mind that results will come, and hopefully that starts on Sunday. As I say, we're not here just to play two friendlies because we have to play them. We're here to win. We prefer right all week, and we'll take that into Sunday.
Brilliant. Thanks, guys. All the best tomorrow.
Thanks,
Cheers,
Stephen.
Guys, maybe if I could ask a question, if that's okay. Good to see Ian and Stuart. Thanks for your time. Stuart, one for you, if that's okay. I want to go back to Shane Lavery. He's had a blistering season at Linfield. Ian got a call up the international scene. He has just won the Young Player and Player of the Season. And that's something that you did, Stuart. So I kind of want to think about you. Was the Irish League simply a stepping stone for you, or did you learn some valuable lessons at a young age in what's a hurdy-gurdy physical league? And how do you think Shane will do if and when he gets the move across to England?
I don't think the Irish League was a stepping stone, because I come through there. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't across the water and come home to use it as a platform to go again. So for me, it was part of my development, and I'm happy that I come through that way. you know, obviously in the first year, winning what Shane has done now, you know, the young player and player of the year was great, and it's nice to look back on. But you know, Shane has sort of come a different path. You know, he's been across the water and obviously come back now, and now he's done unbelievable with Linfield. You know, picking up them individual awards and obviously Linfield doing the double as well. So it's great. But Shane's been in and around the squad before. You know, firstly he's a good lad. He's quiet, but he's a really good kid, and you know, a good player as well. He's obviously still has a lot of development to go in him, I think. You know, he's at times he's raw, but he's, you know, he's quick, he's direct, and he can cause anybody problems with the pace he has. So I think he's got to continue to do the things that he's done to get him where he is now, and keep trying to learn. You know, he's obviously here. He's working under the manager who's great with him, who's known him from the younger ages as well. And obviously at Linfield, he's working under, you know, probably the greatest striker that we've ever had. So Josh might like me saying that. Yeah, so he's in good hands, and you know, whatever he does next season, I think he's ready to move on into full-time football again, and you know, that can only benefit us here at international level as well. So you know, I wish him well, and hopefully things go well for him.
Thanks, Stuart. Ian, just listening to you here and speaking to you during the week, and listening to the issues that you've had, the challenges this week with travel and protocol regulations. Daniel Ballard won't make it. He's out, isn't he?
No. I spoke to Dan this morning as well, and hopefully Dan comes through the game tomorrow at Wembley. Hopefully he's successful and you know, can go back to Arsenal as a player that's helped a team get into the Championship, and you know, hopefully he joins up with us. Thank you.
Well, then, would it be tempting at all? I mean, I'm just curious to know what the focus is on in the upcoming games. You know, obviously goal scoring is a key issue for Northern Ireland traditionally. So you're looking to boost your firepower. And I'm going to also suggest, would you be tempted maybe to throw one of the younger defenders in, maybe against Malta? You know, maybe an opportunity for them to learn, maybe one on playing and three at the back, you know, from the senior guys? Or do you think it's a step too far for the likes of Sam McClelland, Connor Bradley at the minute? Or is it a sort of a watching brief with them? Yeah, I think when I spoke to them before coming into the camp, their aim was to come away from these 10 days having learned something about the group, about us, about themselves more often than not, and it's, you know, it's one of those where it's a fact-finding mission for us. You know, you hope that one or two will surprise you and make a step up, you know, very, very easily. I think Sam McClelland is very much like Dan Ballard was probably a couple of years ago, and you know, we've seen his progression. Really pleased with it, and you know, they're the players that we talk about. We talk about the senior players, and for Sam, the likes of Johnny Evans and Craig Cathcart are massively important. But then you've also got the likes of Dan Ballard and Kieran Brown that have come from the 21s. They've made the step up, so they can see that pathway for them, and they can see that if they work hard at the game, they can get to a stage where they actually make their international senior debut. And we hope they all come through. But you know, we've got to see where they are. We've got to give them time. You know, yes, I'm not averse to throwing somebody in and seeing whether they sink or swim, but you've also got to be about right with them as well. It doesn't set them back a little bit as well. So we're pleased with how they're doing, with how they're trained, but we've not set any time that they must get, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. They may do. Sort of finally for me, Ian, have you had much time with the players this week, like to work on, you know, like what's been the focus? Have you had time to work on tactics, or is it more about getting familiar with your players? Like, how much time have you had to work with the guys?
Well, in respect of having all the lads together, clearly George, you know, joined us a couple of days ago. That was yesterday, and so he's had a day with us today, training wise, as the group. You know, we the early part of the week we had 2 good sessions, and you know, they worked so hard that we allowed, you know, it was in the plans to give them a day off yesterday as well, where we, you know, there was a bit of team bonding as well and a bit of downtime, and you know, I felt the intensity in those first 2 sessions was right to give them a day off there. So we've had three sessions going into it, and for me, we've laid down markers on how Malta play, how we want to play, how we want to go and take the initiative in the game, creating chances clearly, and you have to take that time, but have to make sure that there's a certain amount of period where you do get that downtime, and it's there's a good mixture of that as well.
Thanks for your time, guys, and best of luck.
Thanks, Stephen.
Hello, Ian. Hello, Stuart. He's okay. It's Darren here.
Darren, how you doing?
Thanks for doing this. Ian, can I just ask you a general one? What would kind of represent a good day at the office tomorrow against Malta? What would you like to be reflecting on sort of an hour after the game?
I want to see things that we've talked about and worked on, and we just continue to have that theme of improving every time we get together and every time we play. Spoke about winning the 2 games when we first joined up. We've say friendlies. There are no friendlies for us. We can't afford to take things easy. It's say the sacrifices that players have made to be here. We want to go and do it right, and we want to make sure that we get the right processes which allow us to then win the game, and ultimately winning the game, having played well, will be utopia.
Okay, and Stuart, just one for me. Paul mentioned your debut 10 years ago. I don't know if you've any memories of that game against Wales in Dublin, but then you had to be patient. Your second cap, I think, came under Michael in 2015. Does the fact that maybe your international career kind of took off when you were 24, 25, you've just turned 30, does that fuel a desire with you to maybe extend your international career for as long as possible, go on to win as many caps as you can over the next number of years?
Yeah, I think obviously my first cap come whenever I was in the Irish League, and I then had to wait a number of years before I got the second cap. And sort of since I come into the squad, then I come in the qualifying campaign where we went to the Euros, so that's sort of all I've known was sort of success. Obviously the Euro campaign, and then we went to the playoff. We narrowly missed out on that for the World Cup, I think it was, and then obviously getting to another playoff as well. So that's, as I say, that's sort of all I've known, and I've been able to enjoy them recent years. Obviously things haven't been going so well with us in recent games, but this is part of who we are. We're learning as a group. We've going forward now, I think we've got a great chance again to do something. Of course, we're backs against the wall now in the qualifying campaign because of recent results, but there's no reason why we can't go and give it everything and see what happens. There's young players coming through, and I think obviously there's been a bit of negativity towards us, if I'm being honest, in recent games, and it's been a bit unfair again, I think, because that's judged on how we've done in recent years. Of course, there's expectations there for us now to go and achieve something, but we're realistic in where we are. So yeah, of course, I want to play for as long as possible. But football can change so quickly. I've played a lot of football in the last 2 seasons, more so than I've ever done in my career. Last season I only missed 1 game, I think, and obviously the season just finished now. I've only missed 10 minutes or something. So I've played a lot of football, and going forward, hopefully I can continue to play. I want to represent my country as long as I can. As I say, football can change in the blink of an eye, so it's important that we just enjoy the moment, enjoy these 2 games.
Yeah, and just a quick follow-up. You mentioned the negativity. Is that a flip side to the fact that the bar has been maybe set pretty high in recent years?
Of course, yeah, that's what happens when you're successful and the expectations rise. It happens at club levels as well. I mentioned it earlier where we've had a good season with Leeds, and next year the expectations are going to rise again. So we've got to embrace that. And of course that has happened with international in recent years as well. So I think it's important that we realise, who we are and what we're about and the situation we're in. We can't, being realistic, we can't go and win every game. That doesn't happen in football, but it's important that we get back to winning games. And we've got a great chance on Sunday, obviously, to go and win the game. It's going to be tough. We've already looked at Malta this week, and if we sit off them and don't get at them, they'll cause us problems. So, but certainly it's a game that we're looking to win.
Brilliant. Appreciate it. Thank you, and best of luck tomorrow.
Cheers.
Just a final one for me. I think the lads have everything covered there. Stuart, we spoke to Ian earlier in the week, and he said that he would have understood if you had decided you wanted a rest this summer. I think we all know what playing for Northern Ireland means to you, but can you give us an idea of just why you thought it was so important that you were involved in these two games, given the season you'd had?
We're in a privileged position. I keep saying it. If it would have been easy to pull out, of course it would have been. But I'm not at. I've had a good season, and I didn't want to. I want to be here. I want to set an example to younger lads coming through that you just can't pick and choose when you play for your country. It doesn't happen. This doesn't happen to every kid. There's loads of people would dream to be in the position we're in. So I'm not going to abuse that. That's what I have, and I enjoy coming away with and meeting up. We have a fantastic group here. We're all good friends, and we all want to be here. It's been difficult because of the travel restrictions and everything else that's going on. But look, we're here. We're prepared for the game, and it's important now that we try and. I don't want to be going into next season looking back on the summer and thinking it was a wasted 2 weeks where we didn't pick anything up. I want to be going back to the club and coming off the back of 2 wins and certainly 2 good performances as well.
Brilliant. Is there any chance of Stuart playing up front, by the way, Ian? It's maybe the only position he hasn't played other than keeper. I wouldn't mind seeing Josh have a heart attack.
We've already spoken about that, Mark. Don't worry about it. Won't be happening.
Josh won't like that. That's brilliant. Thanks,
much
guys.
better off coming from deep. I just want to check, guys, if there's any Maltese journalists. Not everybody then, happy? Everybody happy?
Very happy. Thanks, guys.
Good fellas, thank you. All right, thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys. Good luck.
No, there's not.
Nope, all good. That's us, man. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Hold on, John's good.